Oh, hey there. Let me show you this lab that we have set up. So right here, I have some Jello. So I made Jello last night so we can do this lab. And we're gonna place our Jello right there. And what I also have is I have a laser pointer. And what I can do is I can shine light through this laser pointer and I can get it to refract. So what we need to do is we need to set up this. So we have two mediums. This medium here is the Jello, and this medium here is the air. So if we send it from air to Jello, we should be able to get our light to bend. So now what I'm going to do is I want to mark where the center of this line is. So I'll make a nice little mark right there. That's where I always want to put this dot in my protractor. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark every 5 degrees starting up here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing over here for our air interface. Okay, now we're all set up and we are ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the laser beam in, and what we are going to do is we're going to make some, you're going to make some recordings with what we see. Okay, so I'm going to send it in at 0 to start. And when we send it in at 0, you can see that there's no refraction. Okay, and then I'm going to increase it to 10 degrees. So now I'm at 10 degrees in the air, and you can see that it looks to be about halfway between 5 and 10, so we can say 8 there. Now I'm at 20 degrees, and the refracted ray up here is what we're looking at, looks to be about 12. When I'm at 30 degrees, it looks to be about, I'd say right at about 20. At 40 degrees, looks to be about 29, I would say. At 50 degrees, looks to be about 32. Refracted ray up here. When we're at 60, it looks to be about maybe about 39, and 70 looks to be about 44, and then 80 looks to be about, I don't know, I'd say about 47. Okay. Notice as I do this, we never ever reach that critical angle. So that's going to be one of my questions. Why don't we ever reach that critical angle? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go from the Jello into the air, and we're going to look at the difference between that. Okay, so when I go straight, you can see that there's no bending or anything. And then as I increase it, so here I'm at about 10 degrees with my initial angle, and I'm about 17 degrees with my refracted angle here. Okay, so I increase to 20, right, and I'm about 30 degrees. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera. It's better if you could do this in person. And then I'm 30 degrees, and ooh, that's nice. 30 degrees is about 47. Okay, we're not going to record these. We're just going to do the first one. But you can see, hopefully you can see this over here. So we're at about 70 degrees, 80 degrees, and then, oh, about there. We've reached our critical angle, okay? So once we reach this critical angle at around about 45 degrees, you can see we get total internal reflection. All the light's being reflected, none of the light's being refracted. So from our observation, we get about 45 degrees as our critical angle.